What useful unknown website do you wish more people knew about? JustTherasite.com. Paste the URL to any recipe, click submit, and it'll return literally just the recipe, no ads, no life story of the writer, no nothing except the recipe. Jesus, I needed this. Every recipe becomes a novel written by people who sound like they are taking a creative writing class at a community college. This PB&J recipe is scrumdiddly-dooley-umptious and full of goody goodness. The PB&J was first invented by my great-grandmother, who handed out sandwiches to refugees during World War I. She then made a deal with the local Indian tribe. She gives them her recipe and they teach the white man how to sit in the first grade. We've kept the PB&J recipe a closely guarded secret for nearly a century, but now the time is right to reveal it. FlightRadar24.com. Wondering where that plane, jet, or helicopter is going? Check them out. When you click on the icon of the plane, etc., it brings up calcins, travel log, make and model, and other various bits of info. Sometimes you can track military planes. There's one that flies over my house at a certain time of the day at a low altitude that I was able to identify. I also used it to track the flight my mother was coming into town on. C-Hub. Get almost any research paper for free. Just copy the link/toy of the document and it'll show you the PDF. Library Genesis free PDFs of math/physics/chemistry/biology/medicine/etc. Finished my degree thanks to this one. A bunch of times a book of a course was just too hard to find, or incredible expensive too, but in LibGen I got the digital PDF of the book in a few seconds. Very neat. Worth bearing in mind that this is technically illegal, but most scientists endorse it. Only the publishers make money from selling scientific papers, while the scientists want people to read their work. It's also worth writing to the scientist and asking for a copy. They're allowed to send them to you, and are usually happy to do so. Mealime. It's an app. Instead of doing those expensive meal deliveries, this app lets you pick out the recipes and builds a grocery list for you. It's amazing. Step-by-step instructions, and you can filter dietary restrictions. I love it. I go back to it whenever I get in a food rut, and it's free. I highly recommend Closetmaster.com. If you really want to get into learning other languages, it gives you a sentence in your target language with a word missing, and the translation of the entire sentence written below, and then you have to select the correct word from 4 choices to fill in the blank. Once you know more of the language, you can turn over multiple choices and type in the correct answer directly, and score double points. Fantastic fiction. Well-organized site to find something to read or follow your favorite author. It notifies me when new releases are happening. We mark our books that we've read just in case we forget where we are in a series. Love this site. Use it every day. Nightcom. If you've got a new PC and need to install literally everything you can think of, it's all right there. If you're in the US, PointGov is the only place you should be getting your weather information. This is especially true for major weather events. It's a government website, so there are no advertisements. Unlike the Weather Channel and other commercial outlets, they don't have to create fake drama to scare you into coming back for constant updates, so they can get more ad views. I can't tell you how many times the Weather Channel and others reported on a blizzard, like they were covering a war when PointGov correctly forecast a minor snow event. You know how winter storms have names now? That's not actually a thing. It's something the Weather Channel made up to make storms more menacing. JustWatch.com. Ever had a movie or TV show in mind and you wanted to know where to stream it online? Want to know if you can stream free with ads, with a subscription, or buy it at a glance? Search a title and immediately know where to go to legally watch anything. Every boutique streaming service is accounted for. If it's not listed here, start looking for physical media. I know I'm late and not sure if someone has already said this, but Blatherapy is a great website. You can either go on to vent to a stranger or to listen to a stranger, and yes, it is free. Can confirm it is not a great website to vent on or in general. Just tried it. First person disconnected, cause I didn't have a vagina. The second person didn't care about what I wanted to rant about. DoesTheDogD.com. It's a database of movies and shows that let ya know if the dog dies in it. but, more importantly, it also covers anything that could be triggering. Know someone who has PTSD from certain themes that could be in a movie. This site will let you know if it is safe to proceed. Just a very clever website to know. With today's hubbub over Twitch being hacked and their information being leaked, I'd like to bring up Bitwarden, which is one of the better free password managers and has been extremely useful today in securing my various accounts, because I'm a dum-dum who use the same password everywhere. So one leak, and I had to change everything. It was super easy to install and add everything to, and now I'm annoyed that I hadn't done it sooner. https www.AskReddit.com/ under the FCRA. Everyone in the US is entitled to their full credit report from each bureau at least once a year. This is the only official website where you can receive it for free and extremely helpful in a country that runs off credit. Pro tip: request your full background report once from a different bureau every 4 months. By rotating it this way, you'll get the most use out of the free report from each bureau, and the info reported should be exactly the same from bureau to bureau. Not always the case, but discrepancies/errors can be disputed. Source: worked at a background screening company, helped countless job candidates retrieve their detailed credit history. Keeper.com: you can track the historical price of any product on Amazon. That way you can be sure you're actually getting a fair deal and not an inflated price. You can also set it up to send you notifications when the price of a given product goes below certain amount. Saved a bunch of money thanks to it. EssayTipper.com: got an essay you need to complete in a hurry? Got to this site, enter something about the topic and just start typing. It'll write the essay for you. Zeni.com: prescription glasses for crazy cheap prices. You type in your prescription and can buy glasses for $10, a lot of frames to pick from, and you can see how they would look on you virtually. Then you can add on things like tint, diff colors. Eril's utilities at erilgen.com: you can look up any IP address and any domain ownership ISP provider for wherever you're surfing from geographically. Look up modems by MAC address to see what brand they are. Look up TNs to see their owner or carrier, default wireless network keys by brand, and a zillion other nifty amateur networking how-to articles. As a telecom tech support person, I use it at least once a week to prove to customers that the modem they forgot they bought isn't us, so they have to fix their own issues. coolbud.com: a paraphrasing tool that has helped me a lot to avoid plagiarism or to improve my sentences. Topia.com: a free web-based Photoshop alternative that has almost the same UI and functionality as Photoshop. It's amazing and much better than other free alternatives like GIMP. I often refer people to Pointorg, which is a non-profit dedicated to educating people about how to responsibly use any sort of legal or illegal substance. It covers the pharmacology, dosing, etc. And, equally important, it provides detailed first-hand user experiences with age, weight, dosage, and timetable. I've had way too many friends try out coke, pharmaceuticals, MDMA, etc. with no idea the appropriate dosage, potential risks, or what to expect. It's been my go-to for years to ensure I'm educated about any physical and/or mind-altering substances. Rusticle.com: scan any file with dozens of antivirus or anti-malware engines. Some may fail to detect, but 50+. It will also show when it was first scanned by others, and your sample could help with finding new malware. I do not take responsibility in the case of damages or other liability, and no warranty or guarantees. Running downloaded executables on your computer is a risk. nctd.com or newcartestdrive.com. If you want to spell it out, they both were just the same. It has nearly every vehicle specifications, trim levels, packaging, etc., as well as body style changes and everything important to know about buying or selling a vehicle that you don't know anything about. It's a website called the Library of Babel. Everything that ever has and ever could be written is in there. Although the first few thousand sections are gibberish, each string of lowercase letters and numbers marks an area with 4 walls, 5 shelves, and 32 volumes, each volume containing about 3,200 characters.